We're talking CFL as well, and very excited to welcome in Natey Adjei, 6-year CFLer with 3 different teams. Played at the University of Buffalo, and I understand he's at a golf course today. Natey, thanks for fitting us in on clearly a very busy day. What you got cooking there in the Toronto area?
No problem at all. You know, Rod, I've been tuning into your show the last couple of days, and I've seen you in Florida at a tea time today. I didn't want to cancel because I wanted to keep the same vibe, you know, the warm weather vibe. So, thank you for inspiring me.
My pleasure, man. That's what I'm here for. And Natey, before I go any further, I can't tell you enough how beautiful I think it is, how you're settling into this color radio role with the Argos. It just seems to fit you like a glove. Are you enjoying it as much as you seem to be enjoying it?
Absolutely. Honestly, I wake up on game day, and it feels the same way as it felt like when I played. You get those butterflies, that excitement. You get to be a part of football. But honestly, I wake up and I feel like it's what I'm supposed to be doing, and that's what I love about it. People ask me if I miss football, and you miss the little things, but I honestly feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing now. That's the beauty of it. I am enjoying it a lot.
Good. Well, it shows. It absolutely shows. Now, having said that, we got to talk about this Argo game from 2 nights ago, 35-16. Toronto beats Ottawa. And I just had a chat with a football guy this morning. He's like, oh, no, Ottawa's that bad. Anybody could have beat him by that much. Whatever. That people got to talk. How did you feel that game went?
I don't feel like anybody could have beaten by that much. Edmonton didn't beat them by that much, when they had the opportunity to. And this quarterback, Caleb Evans, was going in there with no CFL experience, right? So the Argos obviously did what they were supposed to do. They're the better team on paper. They're facing a rookie quarterback. They had a defensive coordinator, Chris Jones, who you know very well, had a game plan to unsettle that quarterback and to make him kind of see things that weren't there, to bring pressure, to make him uncomfortable. And they executed, and they end up scoring in all 3 phases, right? So there was a complete team effort. And when you win in professional football, you never take it for granted. You never say, "Oh, yeah, we were supposed to win," or we're the better team," because you never know. I'm sure Edmonton went into Ottawa last week. Everybody picked them, and they couldn't get it done. It's still professional football. They all get paid, and when you can get a win, you'll take it.
To your trained eye, Natey, have you seen the differences on the defense since Chris Jones showed up in town?
You know what? The defense was one of the better defenses in the CFL. They were, top in the CFL and stopping the run. So they were good. They had pieces, but I've seen a difference in kind of style. Right? They're bringing more pressure. They're more aggressive. They seem to be taking on the identity of their defensive coordinator. So I've seen that. But there's still the same great players on that defense, right? Like Shaq Richardson was just, one of the top performers last week. He's been there all season. He's been doing really well all season. Chris Edwards, a Sam linebacker, aggressive player, been really playing well at a high level all season long. Sean Oakman, had never played defensive tackle before in his career, right? They moved him to defensive tackle, and he's been having a monster all-star caliber season, right? So, he's had pieces, right? And he's been put in a good situation where he can come in and kind of take over, add on to what they've been doing. So I've seen a little bit of changes here and there, but Chris Jones definitely has, the weapons to, kind of make this defense what you've seen in the past.
Hey, Natey, I know how hard it is to golf and come on this show. There's not a lot of time between shots, so I won't keep you much longer. Let me just ask you a couple
I got all day
ones.
for you, man. I got all day for you.
Okay, good. Because I don't want to let you go. But when Dinwiddie ripped the team after, and we saw that in the media coverage, ripped the offense and said it was their worst offensive showing of the year, how did you feel about that? Was he right?
He was right. It wasn't an impressive show, and he was right in doing that. And I like the approach Coach Dinwiddie takes, right? Because he's real with the players. What he says to the media is what he will say to them to their face, right? So, as a player, you appreciate that, because, a coach that cares that much about you is going to tell you how it is at all times. I appreciate that because I know as a player, I don't want a coach telling me one thing behind closed doors and telling the media, something else. I want you to keep it 100. Coach Jason Moss was the same way. He would tell you exactly how you felt, and he would be honest. I mean, all those players to a man would tell you that it was an embarrassing performance as well. So, the thing about the Toronto Argonauts, though, when they do have embarrassing performances or performances where they aren't up to standard, they always bounce back. Three times this year, they've kind of suffered embarrassing kind of type of losses. And every single game, the next game they come back, even beating the defending champions, Winnipeg Blue Bombers, in a back-to-back in a game they had been embarrassed the week prior.
It is a battle for first place on Monday afternoon now at the Coffee Cup, Tim Hortons Field. Everybody wants to know, are you making the road trip to call that game with Hoagie?
Yes.
Argos at Ticats on Monday afternoon.
Yes, we do all home games and the Hamilton game. So we will be there. Can't miss that one. I mean, that rivalry goes way back, before, way, way, way back. So we'll be there for sure. We cannot miss that game.
Okay, now you are channeling your inner Don Matthews. Are you old enough to remember the former Argos coach that wore those Oakleys like that? Are they making a comeback? What's the deal with your shades? He made those things famous.
I do remember Don Matthews. I was a kid, but I remember him coaching some of those Montreal teams. Like, I was really, really young, and he had that kind of famous defense that Chris Jones runs now, right? Where you bring pressure, relentlessly. You make the quarterback uncomfortable, and he did a lot of winning in the CFL. So it's hard not to remember a guy like that. But I'm wearing these because they're kind of like the Argo blue, Argo colors. So that's the only reason I'm wearing them.
Well, you make them look real good. Better than they ever looked on Don. And lastly, producer Clark dug up a photo of you and Tori Gurley together from your Argos days. Can you please tell me a Tori story, man? He's like my surrogate son, okay? Illegitimate son Tori is to me. Tell me a story of you and Tori's days with the Argos.
Okay, I got a couple. Tori, obviously, he's a big guy, right? And I think when we had signed him, he was he came. I think he'd come from the NFL, right? And massive dude. So he comes almost at the end of training camp, right? End of training camp. He doesn't know any of the plays, and he shows up first day. He's in the cafeteria, and we see this massive human being, and we're like, oh man, we must have signed another defensive end or somebody to rush the passer. And we all go up to him, hey man, what position you play? And he's like, man, I play receiver. And I'm like, what? Receiver? We're like looking up, like, wait, what? This guy's a receiver? He's like, yeah, man, I just make plays. That's all I do. I just make plays. I'm like, all right, we'll see. Right, the first day, he's like, yeah, all I do is make plays. All I do is catch touchdowns and make plays. He goes into the first preseason game, knows none of the plays, right? Doesn't even understand what the quarterback's saying in the huddle. He just says, I'm going deep, right? And he scored 3 touchdowns in our first preseason game at University of Toronto. And I'll never forget it. Ever since then, I'm like, yeah, man, whatever you say, you're the real deal, Tori. Big money. We call him Big Money because he's always shooting dice in the locker room and scoring touchdowns.
I can't wait to get him on next hour. I'll be calling him Big Money. The guy just makes plays. He's a success at everything that he does. Hey, Natey, thanks for the time. Hit him straight, my friend, and enjoy the game on Monday.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure to join you, Rod. I appreciate it. Enjoy that sun, man. I know I don't have to tell you, but I know you enjoy that sun.
You bet. Thank you, my friend. Natey Adjei, Argos radio colorman and CFL alum, joining us from a golf course somewhere in the GTA. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching the RP Show on YouTube. And don't forget, we're live daily on YouTube from noon to 2 Eastern. If you like what you see, hit subscribe. And if you like the program, check around for other segments of The Rod Pedersen Show here on YouTube.